keen and eager to try and take that space. Oh no,
the pullback
star. 2 years. He does not realize this. Yep, there's a flash right in his face, enough to dodge it. A decent attempt.
Almost made all the difference there.
The reaction.
Out of charges.
Okay, maybe not actually. Loud looking like they wanted to just absolutely beeline it into the B sites. Les here with the sheriff, and that is beautiful.
Yeah. The form from Les has been unreal. He just deletes everybody over by Garage as PRX go for another exploration even deeper on that side of the map. Les was tearing apart Fnatic in their match. And he's been one of the most talented players in many of the tournaments that he's turned up to. I mean, these shots are just disgusting.
They know the round was salvaged. Yeah.
Well, magic coming out from the L.O.U.D camp, similar to what we saw from PRX on map 1. Same counter utility being thrown here. Sadak always ready with this fault line at the start in Garage in case PRX try and do anything aggressive.
Nade and a flash all combined together. It is a blender in the corner.
Yeah, PRX are not going to be able to do that. I mean, you can try it in these first couple of rounds when it doesn't matter too much and your economy's weak, but they're going to learn very quickly there that you do not want to be running into that stun nades, stun pull combo. And that's one of the major threats that L.O.U.D has been cooking up. We saw them run it on Pearl as well with that Astra Breach composition that they were running. They have so many combo plays that they can work with.
Shot by something. I was thinking, you know, L.O.U.D, they did expend a ton of util there, just methodically trying to pick apart the B side, looking for picks, and PRX, you know they're going to be moving up onto this angle.
I mean, the re-exploration is so fast, and the read is so good from Mindfreak and Divine, knowing that they wouldn't be still in Garage after losing that player. They found the timing, but they still need something to hit another ridiculous one.
Inside the smoke! Oh, well, stray body shot. Not enough for the kill, though. Let's drop down.
Right there.
24 health.
30 seconds left.
Tuiz is very diligent, watching the flank here. Picking out exactly where Divine would end up being. Oh, Minimap!
Yeah,
He's just got his eyes off the prize.
Minimap moment here. Grouped up now by L.O.U.D. They're actually sticking this together with 3 of their players. Heal in order. Make sure you bring Les all the way back up. Do not let this one get messy. It's good positioning from them.
Devi's got his own Viper Wall to play with. The time is going to be a big enemy, and the Marshal even worse. With Divine not having any armor and being softened up from previous, that is a one-shot. And there go the Brazilian fans. I think they're right. I don't think there's any chance here for Mindfreak. He is indeed going to die.
Yeah.
So
to the spike.
L.O.U.D now have an excellent chance of being able to cook something up for the bonus right here. This composition has so many different areas that you can go towards. Yes, it does lack, as the desk was saying, in terms of taking that slow, cautious, and hidden A ramp control that you really get from a lot of the smokers or from the Cypher. But what it does excellently is combine utility together to get aggressive up onto a PRX player. And it looks like they're going to try something. I mean, who needs to take slow ramp control if you just take it right at the beginning of the round? Going to be fighting into Jing and Forsaken here instantly.
Let's see what PRX can do to withhold it. Facing the angles together. That's a pull.
Yeah, they actually are trying to play it slowly. As soon as that smoke came down from Tuiz, the pull answered immediately from Mindfreak on the other side.
Just making sure that nobody could cross, but they've gained that space anyway. It's a bad flash.
They still have the information that L.O.U.D have crossed.
Divine.
Potential duels all over the place here.
Yeah.
Sadak flashes in mid. Something may get greedy on this.
Oh, you know he's going to swing it.
He wanted it.
The dash to get back, though.
Another flash that gives bad information, and Kawanzine takes off Jing's head. Only Divine left here alone. Sorry, Forsaken.
Forsaken. Back to the corner here, spotted out. Still Divine into the ropes. Oh, nobody meeting him. L.O.U.D. Feeling like good exploration towards every area of the map, but now finally grouping up towards A. Meanwhile, PRX also starting to re-clear and hold on to A heaven themselves, giving up control of the site.
Sean and Doug were talking about the difference in pace of these two teams when they were on their attack sides of Lotus. This is a very slow round by L.O.U.D. They've got 30 seconds. That doesn't seem to be a threat in terms of them actually getting the plant down.
Mindfreak's got a pull, though. So he chooses to use this one. Stun. Cut up close. 20 seconds remaining. Forsaken. Chance. Might get cheeky with it. Waiting for it. A bit of a tap on the plant. Pinging into the back corner of the site. Anything to dissuade it? No, not quite.
Sadak now becomes a lurker on Breach, which is an unusual position for him to be playing. But L.O.U.D's post plant looks fairly solid. Yeah. Sadak will now realize he has an excellent timing, having heard the drop.
Yeah, he hears the ropes. Yuto's being broken by something, doesn't work himself into the angle, but look at it again. It's discipline being showcased by L.O.U.D. High-low crouch setup. Elbow. Containing it. Seeking now with the flash. That's a bit of a team flash, actually. Forsaken. Let's play with it. Mind Freak. Does a good job there to claim the 2, but he's got to try and isolate way too many fights and brought down. So, bonus round conversion. L.O.U.D. in control pretty heavily. This is one of the major strengths that they had when they were playing against Fnatic the other day.
But in a very different way to the avenue in which I was expecting it to go, Brent. I thought we'd see something explosive, some fast ramp control, utilizing that double initiator setups and the blast packs from Aspas, and instead it was slow. Yeah. And it was baiting PRX into going for those info peaks. They didn't get good information off Forsaken's flashes, and instead they had to body check, and L.O.U.D punished them for it.
Weaponry for PRX, making sure that they deal with the dog, but it doesn't get broken.
Something sneaks forward off the back of it, trying to step in front of the utility.
So far forwards, actually. Boom bot, no way. Sound cues were made, yeah. Either spotted or heard. But they know in the back of their minds. Easy kill to collect.
And look at this pace. L.O.U.D so slow and diligent, clearing out all of these positions and waiting to try and play a punish game much more than going fast, quick into PRX. This is actually how Lotus began with L.O.U.D's attack side, if you think about it. Trying to punish the pistol round aggression, seeing if they could find early fights, and force PRX into making the mistakes. And then it all got wrapped up into chaos.
Yeah. Mind Freak, only with the Stinger, not enough to really do much. Takes a ton of damage in the process, just trying to leave and evacuate. Drop down. Forsaken and Jing. Surely they hear that. Nade rebounding, shots fired, damage done, and a kill collected. L.O.U.D are in control. Firmly.
A 4-0 start is exactly what L.O.U.D have been looking for. And so far, the game plan looks really good. Especially when you see what PRX is doing around the map, something trying to take fights in mid aggressively whenever he can, no matter what the buy is. The re-clears through Garage. The way in which they want to face a main aggressively on defense. There are a lot of places around the map where PRX are trying to force fights instead of allowing it to come to them. And L.O.U.D are reading into that and punishing them for it. I think this timeout here, while it might seem a little early for Alex to be calling it, does make sense. Usually you can't get that much of a read off the pistol round and bonus round because it's just kind of buffered by a couple of ecos that don't mean too much. It's easier for us to get the read from out here when we can see the full mini-map and all of the different perspectives, but this gives you some kind of idea that Coach Alex wants to make an adjustment in terms of how they're playing the defense. And I think they will end up being a little more passive once something gets his operator online.
Seeing this timeout, wouldn't be surprised if L.O.U.D do just decide to increase the tempo. It's been slow going at the beginning of most of these rounds. Now, perfect way to condition and lull your opponent.
Certainly. If Alex is going to make an adjustment to sit back a little deeper into the site, maybe L.O.U.D are going to be able to play quick and get onto an anchored player really early on. They'll also be keeping track of the economy and know that it is possible for something to have this op. But there are many different lanes around Split where he could be playing it.
Doing this against Aspas himself as well. Guy is a masterclass performance often. He's been playing the Jet in the past on this map, and what a way to deal with it. The damage was done. That was actually a leg shot with a no-scope.
That's ridiculous, though. Something is in such an unusual spot there, and the stun comes through immediately into his swings. I mean, that is not them trying to hold counter utility and waiting for some kind of cue. That is them immediately trying to punish on both sides of the map. Trailblazer on one side, stun on the other. Let's see if we can catch something with his operator immediately trying to pick on one of the extremities. It works a treat.
They played that so well.
Alex is going to have his head in his hands here because they've just come out of a timeout, one of the most useful pieces of tools he has to be able to communicate with the rest of the team. Mind Freak going for a re-exploration.
So risky. You're up against the double initiator lockdown in your face. Do you really try and take a peek? Timing off of this?
Oh, it's
all
sloppy.
over the place.
Oh, it's sloppy, and Sadak just cleans them up.
Yeah, there's just no idea or identity behind what they want to do. Free plan offered. Jing. This is a full investment with the rifles here. PRX have to do what they hate the most, really. Saving, backing away from a fight.
Divine, Jing, and Spawn need these guns.
Yeah, they got to hold them.
And while that's a good kill, it does give away their positioning.
This is L.O.U.D now going to be with 5 rounds, no matter what.
I'd like to see Sadak send it here. Maybe even Aspas as well. I mean, maybe they just don't think the Divine Jing are going to still be holding in this spot, but...
That makes a lot of sense.
Take a look at the replay as well, man. It is just ridiculous. But something's positioned on top of the box, too.
Yeah, it's insane.
What a situation to open up the round. L.O.U.D are playing the punish game perfectly here. And the desk got a lot of doubts about this map. And the one coming up after this, Pearl, potentially. If L.O.U.D are indeed able to take this one away.
Caution here.
Because L.O.U.D have looked a little shaky here. They got absolutely dumpstered by PRX on this map. And their ideas have been hit or miss. Certainly hidden now.
Oh, yeah. An immense lead. And you were pointing out earlier, you wanted to see the L.O.U.D players hunting out a couple of these kills. They are very close to some of these critical ultimates.
Something's going to try and play for the orb here off the back of the Trailblazer, it looks like, to get his Blade Storm online.
I mean, didn't spot less, but I mean, the Nano Swarms will definitely lay it down, cutting them off that angle. Not enough, though, so Blade Storm earned.
On the other side of the map, though, Sadak might be able to play for this one, and then they have a Rolling Thunder to get into B. L.O.U.D have been putting a serious emphasis on B main control, because that's where their composition thrives. It doesn't thrive over towards A ramp, as the desk was discussing.
In a corner, surely you get cleared out here. Nade.
They're not even going for the breach
the back here, yeah, not going for it. That's a really lovely timing on the pull. And it's PRX, they collapse under the choke.
One enemy remaining.
Everybody falling, 2 years included. So, first round on the board here for PRX. A necessary answer back.
Couldn't really tell you why L.O.U.D don't go for the ultimates in that kind of situation. They're one away from being able to get the Breach out online, the Cosmic Divide as well. Those could have been enormous tools for stopping these players in their crossfire spots. Maybe trying to bank on the fact that their timing was a little more obfuscated, but L.O.U.D failing to convert that ult advantage, and now have given PRX a chance to solidify their economy. This fight happening over A main early on, something was trying to get aggressive in this spot before.
Spotted out. And here's the breach shot, finally, collection onto the 2 players. But will there be kills following up? After it, yes, there will. The utility is magnificent. Fantastic. Showstopper denied. Jing earning it with just the 1 kill here, but shut down. Cosmic Divide used. Drop down, close to the corner. It's an underhand nade. Aspas has heard them. Forcing them back and away. Showstopper still close to the corner. Vulnerable's there, now being forced out of him. Into the side though, something over the transfer. Just for the 1, Mind Freak. Consistency in bounds. But Sadak also there to reply. Divine out.
If Divide gets the kill, his pit could make this a winnable round.
It's a 1v2. Less.
Spiraling.
Yep. Just holding close to the corner. And no angles given. No sight lines. Turret spotting him out. Divide. So much to play for there, but an impossibility.
So L.O.U.D take their ults and end up using them in the next to excellence. The breach ult catching those players that were further forward. Cosmic Divide as well, just creating a little pocket, which Aspas knew they were in. He still got punished for it. He didn't quite think to check behind himself and watch for something, but PRX were baited into going for plays there where L.O.U.D were so ready to collapse. The punish has just been excellent from L.O.U.D, almost impeccable. Almost perfection. Something's going to try and take a pick over towards A ramp. It is difficult for them to smoke this off, but here they're using the Astra utility nicely from 2Es.
Crossed up, Forsaken. When the smoke fades. Chance for a shot in the dark. Here's the jiggle, here's the jump spot. Forsaken so lucky to get away with his life. Still crossed up though. Something did not intend for that one. Just received the kill.
And Les was going for the swing, trying to punish something there for beefing the movement. Couldn't quite manage it. This is one of those honestly rare situations in which PRX have been able to generate the advantage early on. They're 6-1 down, but upper player in this round with a pit in mid, controlling most of the map. The only weakness currently looks like B, where Mindfreak is holding. And Forsaken's coming over with his Seekers just to give him a little bit of peace of mind.
Seekers getting caught ever so slightly.
But it still tells you that L.O.U.D are playing spread with 30 seconds.
It does, yeah. It does, definitely.
It's going to be so tough for L.O.U.D to get into a winning position here, but they are grouping up over towards
30
B.
seconds left.
Les has done enough there, I think, making noise. Flash didn't connect, though. Actually, that's re-cleared, and immediately you're going to see that rotation from Forsaken. Pushing forwards, Devi out of the pit, and yeah, none the wiser from Les. Just trying to regroup with the rest of his team, but it's given him exactly the information he needs. Mindfreak caught into the corner. This pull down. Satchels abound, and you're gonna win these gun duels now, but it's all out.
5 seconds.
It's up to the final few seconds. You're gonna try and stick this one close to the corner. Forsaken denies it. Oh my!
5 HP off the initial jump spot. Took 3 Vandal body shots, down to 5 health with his light armor, and that ends up making a lot of the difference.
L.O.U.D fans, keep watching the game for now. No 7-1 in sight. That was avoided.
Is that some kind of curse if it's the other way around, is it?
Well, not quite a curse, mate, but I won't go there.
I mean, it wasn't
I won't go there.
It wasn't them that were up that time.
That's true. That is true.
Something playing with the operator over towards mid. They had the pit there previously, trying to deny L.O.U.D that space. Does seem like a good idea. Force them into going for the burst execs. Oh, and something going for a risky peek through the smoke. That is now going to tell L.O.U.D that they can take mid control fairly easily, freely, without using that utility. See Aspas just wandering up.
Just deep flank all the way through, man. I mean, Trustful is spotting it. Do they want to try and commit further? No, it doesn't look like it.
But PRX are re-clearing both sides of the map at once, and I think that's a little dangerous here. Something knows there's nobody over towards A, which means there should be people on B.
Yeah, so you can't really play into that main angle anymore. There's no safety there. Mindfreak is inside of his own smoke. In a tremendous world of hurt, unless he can get the bailout from the rest of his team now. Starting to flood back into this one with 50 seconds here. Satchel across and over. Aspas just faking with the movement. There's a shorty in your hand, something, but still, with the rifle fire. It's contained and shut down. Les still here, and is brought into a 1v1. Timing granted. That's unreal.
Les is just a monster. He's taken L.O.U.D to an absolutely next level. 14-3. Every time he's challenged, every time he's asked a question of, he answers, he delivers. It's just been absurd. He's been the MVP for them in previous tournaments too. Looked like the best player whenever he has moments like this. But at this point, honestly, the specter of these low-level performances from L.O.U.D that haunted them in Tokyo and at the beginning against the PRX, they look to have been completely banished. The form is right back there with the best times that we've seen L.O.U.D. Something's desperate to try and make anything happen over towards Garage. PRX are so heavy, pushing out the extremities on defense. They're getting all of this information towards A, and they did in the prior round too, but they can't convert it into good positioning to be able to stop the sight hits.
No way, Forsaken. Les fires a shot off, so...
I can't believe you would want to contest Les.
It's absurd. 14-3, it's still... Set the sides into mid, they spot out something. Okay, clear it out just in case they push through into sewers. Lovely diligence there with a flash. But surely that should be a bit of recognition now from PRX.
The ultimates are awesome here from L.O.U.D. I mean, it's going to be very difficult for PRX to do anything about it. If Jing grabs a kill, the showstopper would be a massive tool, and something's
firing this.
He's looking to try and contest.
There's 2 seconds remaining. There's 2 seconds remaining. Standing his ground. Can't get it off really there with the updraft. Okay. Brought down eventually, and they're just trying to help him out. Flooding back into the fight. L.O.U.D have got it all under wraps.
Again.
That is ridiculous.
We see those kind of plays frequently at this point. People trying to get in front of the lockdown, see if they can grab a couple of kills as these players are getting into the site off the back of it. And then the rest of the retakers use that player as bait. But here, both teams understood that so well. The rest of PRX are coming in there trying to use the distraction of something. And everybody on L.O.U.D is just waiting for it. Holding those avenues towards heaven and spawn. Absolute destruction that we are witnessing here on Split.
Fast rocket play here. This is PRX. 2 rounds left. They got the ult to try and make a go of this one here, but not really the money, and there's no one home.
There's no one home at all. Jing loves to make this play. We've seen PRX do it so often. That is a hard read from L.O.U.D.
An instantaneous reaction. Right up through, taking A heaven control. Starting to swarm the positioning now. A Mind Freak nade at the feet. Got to respect it and back away, but there's so much damage being done here. Heaven control given away. Flipped over to the side here. Satchels breaks the crosshair placement. There's no clean fight for something. Divide locked into the corner, and he will not be able to anchor. It's curtains for PRX.
On Lotus, L.O.U.D felt like they were in control of the first half, but PRX was still finding their moments. The thrifties, they won the pistol round, they were getting into it, and they bought enough time for a massive 1v4 from something to take him from -4 to +11 and get that star player back into the game. I feel like here, we're in a similar kind of situation where L.O.U.D are in control strategically. Their coordination is all excellent too, and yet PRX are not finding the magic. They're not getting those big moments. Instead, L.O.U.D are punishing them. And we're seeing an absolutely dominant half. PRX's double duelists, don't count them out on the attack side, but you still need to generate some rounds here on defense.
Yeah.
You got to have something.
You got to get something going.
In both senses.
Exactly. Set that one up for you, didn't I? Slam dunk.
Now, the wealth is unbelievable from L.O.U.D here. 2Es is going to be rocking an operator to begin with a rifle, I assume, on the floor as well. Watching for any kind of aggression. And PRX is sitting back just a tad.
Double updraft committed with the Blade Storm.
They have not been spotting anybody over towards A in almost all of these rounds, except when Jing had his showstopper.
Les is playing so passively in that angle almost all the time.
Yeah, and yet PRX is still trying to force the fights in that area of the map repeatedly.
Gamble not paying off, not working. A lot of util. Into ropes there with a nade and the flashes just to try and push back and take control of mid, but it does pull players away.
The flash does connect onto Les.
Sagan's reposition here. He's got a flash up in 2. I mean, he's close to the corner. The Trailblazer should be good as well. Broken though.
Only sees less. Great work from the rest of L.O.U.D to be hiding. Making it feel like it could still be a default. Baiting Forsaken forwards.
Contacting in, using this recall start as a flash play off the orb. Everybody dodging it and enough bodies to receive. Here it is. Moving all the way forwards now to showstopper. Earned up, Aspas. Love a kill. Ricocheting it across the back wall there. Real damage done, no kill either. Still, PRX desperate for a chance now to try and get that 3rd round on the board. It's really their only goal and chance and opportunity. Les is missing off to the side there with his back towards it, and they're just being picked apart, man. I mean, PRX, they don't know which way to look. One way to the spawn, one way this way, but Les is ridiculous. This guy's having a field day. Another 3-piece in a round to set it all up for a 10-2 finish.
And the star of the show is absolutely Les. They're calling a beautiful attack side as well. I love the utility coming out from Sadak and 2Es in combination. But the player has 21 kills up at the top of the scoreboard. Les is taking all of the safe duels here and then winning post-mount fights. It's just too easy for this guy.
It really is, man. 10-2 at the half. PRX to pull up. Absolutely impossible margins in terms of getting back into this one. Well, we heard from Aspas earlier heading into this series about what he thought about the expectations.
Foi uma coisa que me deixou muito feliz, porque a gente conseguiu o nosso rematch contra a Fnatic e agora a gente conseguiu acertar as contas, agora tá 1 a 1. Sim, eu já estava preparado para ter essa revanche contra eles. Não, eu achava que seria um 2 a 1 bem apertado, acabou que foi um 2 a 0 com o primeiro mapa muito apertado e o segundo mapa Foi um placar um pouquinho mais elástico, não foi do jeito que eu esperava. Acho que sim, a gente agora é basicamente os dois times rivais do campeonato. Como a NRG não tá aí mais, que eram nossos maiores rivais, agora eu acho que fica entre a gente e a Fnatic. Eu acho que uma das coisas que a gente faz diferente da L.O.U.D do ano passado é o fato que a gente testa mais comps, a gente usa mais comps em mapas diferentes. Já no passado, com a outra L.O.U.D, a gente usava mais só as comps padrões mesmo. E com essa daqui a gente tá testando bastante comps.
Fnatic, they got to get a move on here. Now flash is magnificent. L.O.U.D with the most to do, but this is it. It's curtains for map 1. L.O.U.D fully in control, not a chance in hell. Spike in nowhere, man.
I have the spike.
And L.O.U.D know it, they can feel it.
Eu acho que jogar contra o Something vai ser muito legal, porque ele é um jogador que tem muita mira mesmo. É sempre interessante ver o estilo de jogo dele, que é um estilo de jogo mais focado em mira, porque ele abre e te dá na cara, então vai ser legal jogar contra ele. Grande amigo do Jing e queria muito jogar contra vocês, então finalmente, espero que a gente tenha uma boa partida.
Looking forward to this matchup as well against this, duelist opposition, and so far so good for him. Listen, sing the praises of Les as well, but Aspas was criticized, I think, at Tokyo as well about some of the roles that he was playing across the board, but he's always been a heavy hitter.
He certainly has. I feel like the duelist matchup has not really been the story, though, so far on Split, and PRX would like to turn that into a reality. They're hoping that Something and Jing are going to be able to use the initiator utility to bring this one back from the brink.
Oh my goodness, PRX all the way up into heaven. Not worried about trap plays or util. That is disgusting. I mean, let's just take it a peek angle off the turret's contact. Trying to reset it there with the aim, and enough shots there. Ukawazine with the backstab. 11-2, another pistol round.
Destructive, absolutely destructive. L.O.U.D winning both pistols, the first bonus, with an opportunity if they convert this round 14 for another. And this is what it looks like when not only are you able to win the pistols and the bonuses, but you're also able to win the majority of the gun rounds too, against another competition, another team that's fighting for one of the best teams in the tournament, for one of the best teams in the world. PRX are going to force, because of course they are. They're down 2-11.
Yeah, no choice but to do it. Heading into this one with the Stingers at long range, never really favored. Stuns connecting and online here.
Let's find
the corner, they still have this space as well. Damage being done towards it, close towards it. Les is just unleashed. Eventually shut down and brought down. Sadek taking enough damage that he can't really support and help it out. Still, player advantage. Aspas with the nade, plenty of util now, and you can start to see the clearance into elbow, tucking towards the back. Swinging through, Mind Freak. Definitely being more than a nuisance, honestly, with that kill here. Forwards is the approach and trying to take the fight into them. Divide doesn't know if there's a second player there, but here's the drop down now, but it's still a 1v2, and he's not favored. Yeah. I want to tell them like that. L.O.U.D have just been impeccable with how they've been playing together in a lot of these moments.
And when there is a single player facing and contesting, they're supported heavily by the utility. I mean, with this composition, I thought it might be a bit concerning, because while the utility is excellent against the double duelist composition, you might, with the pace and the tempo that Jing and Something play at, you might get caught with util in your hands. Kawanseed's got a flash in his hands, or Sadak's holding a stun or something. But when Les is taking contact off the back of all of that initiator utility, you take a player that's already in red-hot form, and you make them favored in a lot of the duels. It's just been monstrous.
Propel them forwards.
This basically looks like perfection from Split in terms of how to shut down that double duelist.
Dashes away here, less with the jump spot. Ooh, hello. Caught wide, but no damage done.
This would have to be one of the most monstrous comebacks we've seen. A lot of people considering PRX to be favored on this map, but no wiggle room whatsoever to make this composition work.
It's a shutout.
L.O.U.D dismantling a comp that they are extremely familiar with. and making PRX look like headless chickens in a lot of these rounds.
Yeah, because of the prior buy and force up as well. PRX, I mean, it's really just a half buy coming into this, the round that they must win to keep their chances going. Aspas, this angle is disgusting. Light work for him. It's 2 kills, 2 is the Bucky.
Not with the Bucky.
Oh, he had to do it to him.
Mind Freak sneaking up around the side as well.
And it's just over, isn't it? Complete
It is.
collapse. Mind Freaks, the last one left, would have to pull off a miracle. It's 13-2 for our second map. Loud. What a bounce back.
Or did anybody think after the incredible overtime in the back and forth of Lotus that we were headed to a stomp like this? It didn't even factor in for me. I didn't think there was any chance of the possibility. But Les, with 420 ACS, has just crushed them. And a great game plan from Loud.
Life game from Les overall as well. Next map coming up is Pearl. You do not want to miss that one. We are going all the way. We'll see you just after this.